so nice not to do it live too. Like I feel like I'm forgetting like 7 steps, but I'm like, no, we just don't have to do it live.
You're allowed to make mistakes now. That's why.
Welcome. It's still a new show to the new show on the Notsam Network, NotShoes. It's a shoe enthusiast show. We're not experts here, but we sit around talking about shoes because we have a studio and a YouTube channel to do it on, and so that's what we do. I got great feedback on the first episode that we did a month ago, so we're going to continue on every month or so. Probably at the beginning of each month, we'll unleash a new episode of NotShoes on you, where we'll talk about pickups, we'll talk about releases, we'll talk about news, we'll talk about, just the topics that people in the shoe collecting weirdo community are kind of talking about, I suppose. That's the plan right now. Of course, my pal Reed is with me.
I am. Thank you for having me again.
Of course. Did you did you get any feedback on last month's show? Did you did it inspire you to start buying more? Because that's the real issue when you do shows like this, is that I know a lot of people watching, and I know we'll talk about Hot Dog in a moment. It gets your juices flowing. Yeah, no. And you start feeling like you need to go out and buy more.
Yeah, the problem with me in buying shoes isn't the inspiration.
It's the cash. Yeah. Cash flow.
I was inspired before we did the show.
I see. So you still wanted to buy more shoes and still didn't have...
Yeah, no, it made it worse.
I see.
But no, I get what you mean. I definitely...
Well, we don't do this live, so we can't get the Super Chat money coming in. Because otherwise, we could do Super Chats to get Reed a new pair of sneakers.
That would be worse.
Maybe we'll do a live special at some point.
But what if we don't get enough? Like, what if I have to get a pair of Payless shoes?
You have to, whatever...
Like, get $40 in the Super Chats? I'm not coming in here with...
Whatever money gets raised, that's the exact amount of money that you have to find a pair of shoes for.
All right, and then
I think it's a good idea.
I'll be forced to wear that pair.
Right, yeah.
Right. I'll do it. I'll be down for you. Now you're pushing it.
And of course, our producer, in the Notsam studio, Hot Dog, is here.
I'm here.
Hot Dog, you did get inspired. You're not a shoe guy at all.
No.
But Hot Dog comes to me and he goes, "Guess what?" I go, "What?" He goes, "I bought my first pair of Jordans." I go, "Oh, that's great." He goes, "How do you get the creases out?" I go, "Oh, no."
It was the first day I wore them, and I guess when I
First of all, what did you get? Was it a pair of...
See, this is how much I don't know.
Mids? Was it... you didn't bring them?
No, I didn't bring them. No.
Why didn't you ask us for consultation first?
Because I was just shopping on... I got the bug. And
right.
I think maybe like 2 days after the show, I was like, I need to get some shoes, and I saw that one. It was probably the first one I saw. Probably the first one I saw.
And then how quickly into wearing them did you get creases?
Maybe like an hour in, because I'm so used to just having raggedy shoes. So
right.
I just like kind of.
But didn't you know that those raggedy shoes creased? So what do you think? These are titanium?
That's actually a good point.
Yeah.
I wore my raggedy shoes, however I wanted to wear them, and they creased. So just because.
Like, that's what shoes do. Like, when I get a bottle of water, I'm like, this brand's really wet. Like,
right.
No,
it just hydrates.
Yeah, I think like maybe 2 hours in, I was walking around like the Frankenstein monster, just like
trying to not. Yeah, I mean, everybody's got tricks. I know that I got complimented once because I went to a hotel gym, but I hadn't brought gym shoes. I just had whatever pair of sneakers that I had, and they were new. And so somebody that I work with that was also in the gym at the time, he was like on the treadmill, and he complimented me because he noticed that I'd figured out how to do push-ups without bending my toes.
Oh,
how did you do that?
So I curled my toes kind of inside the shoe, and I kept the shoe stiff. And I also, they probably weren't even very effective push-ups because the whole time I was concentrating on the toe and the leg and just trying to keep everything straight. And just knock out as many push-ups as I could without actually bending my toes. I curled them on the other side, so it kind of fattens up, the inside of the sneaker.
I got you.
It's like anchored up, kind of.
Yeah, and I anchored them.
Maybe it actually helped you work out more because you were so worried paying attention to that.
Right.
The burn didn't sit. It's also a low-key gym flex. Like, there's a subculture of flexing in gyms where people will show up with, like, Yeezys that, like, or, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm so rich, I can work out in a pair of $500 shoes. And then go wear a pair of $900 shoes.
Yeah, or they just look like people that are never at the gym. Like you go and you see guys that are working out in khakis with like belts and watches and polo shirts, and you're like, what are you doing, man? There's a whole locker room. You don't have to sweat in your clothes and just go out and wear them and go to work.
It's the flex.
Is that a flex? You think?
It's a flex. Yeah.
So are you done getting sneakers? Are you?
No, I'm gonna probably get one this week too.
Good.
One. I was looking. Yeah, I was.
One sneaker. He gets him on layaway.
Well, I was looking up just now. These Jordan 4 cool grays.
Oh, we'll talk about them today.
They look cool.
Yeah, they're really cool. That would be
nice. That would be your best pickup yet. And I think
he's got one creased pair of Jordan mids. Like he's got garbage.
You gotta start from somewhere. Well, I was like, that's the best compliment we can get, though. If he's like, oh, I got the bug after 2 days.
That's right.
You know what?
Yeah.
Appreciate the effort at least.
That's right. We should catch up on where we left off the last time. Of course, the question going around the sneaker world that watched NotShoes the last time.
Yep.
Did Sam get the Michigan 5s?
That was a big topic.
That was the topic. They were coming out the day after we recorded. Now, I did tell you guys to make sure you're following at NotShoes _IG on Instagram, because you would find out before the show even came out if I had them or not. And the answer is... There they are. Michigan 5s.
Those look pretty.
For your enjoyment, of course.
Don't say pretty.
Those are
If a guy buys shoes, he doesn't want them to be pretty.
Those look sick.
Oh, yeah. You sound so much like a dude, man. So, yeah, these are they're the Michigan-inspired 5s. They made a pair of Michigan 5s that were navy and actually had the Michigan logo on the tongue. But those go for, like, crazy, crazy money. But these are interesting because they didn't go to Foot Locker. They didn't go to Champs. The only chain store that they went to was Foot Action for some reason, and the Foot Action app never works on my phone. It's literally never worked once.
No one uses it.
I can't log into it. I can't do anything with it. So when I try to get my reservations, I just skip Foot Action altogether because I can't use the app. Can't use the location deal or anything on it. But they were coming out at Foot Action, but then they were also coming out at like the chain, like the chain but non-chain stores, like the Jimmy Jazzes, the Eblins, the stores that there are multiple of, but they're not like national,
like local chains. Like
I
guess.
guess.
Like Dr. J. I mean, maybe not particularly, but stores like that.
Yeah. So I was calling around trying to figure out what the deal was the night before they came out, and apparently they were supposed to come out later, and they got rushed to this release date. So most of the stores that were getting them didn't have time to do the reservation system. So like Jimmy Jazz and Eblins and like stores like that, they didn't have time to do, they said on the phone, they didn't have time to do reservations. So this was like an old school first come, first serve. But I benefited from not a lot, and they came out on sneakers. They weren't hugely tough to get on sneakers. Like I did get a pair on sneakers too. But
you tripled up, right? Or doubled up?
I ended up tripling up. Because I couldn't say no. They're very nice. I feel like they'll be trade bait in a year or two. And yeah, I like them. And like I said, they weren't tough to get. There was a store by me that was opening at 9:30, even though they're all supposed to open at 10. And so I just went there at 9:30 and got a pair. Nobody was waiting online. I just walked in and bought them.
Lucky for hot dog.
Yep. Otherwise, he would have. Imagine how great would it have been if he waited all night, and then at 9:30 when the store opened, he was still the only one there.
What's going on?
That was the plan. Like, oh, are these? You'd be so worried that you got the wrong pair of shoes because you're like, why is nobody online for these? But it's just nobody knew.
I'd be on the phone with Reed, like,
I'd be texting you, and you'd be like, yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Reed, what's going on? Reed.
Make sure it has a Jumpman on it.
Yeah. And then I went to Jimmy Jazz after because it was like 9:30 and the other stores don't open to 10, and I was able to get a pair of Jimmy Jazz. There were a few of us getting them at Jimmy Jazz when I went.
Made some friends.
But no, I mean, I just got my shoes and left.
Okay.
But I really like them. Obviously, I've already worn them a few times. I like that I have a pair of dead stock, and I do think that, in a year or two, people will be bummed that they skipped. This isn't one of the shoes that immediately they came out, and if you don't grab them, like you're screwed. Because I think you can still get them under retail on like StockX and sites like that. If it's not under retail, it's super close because it's pretty expensive. It's like $225 or something like that. But I don't think that they'll ever be huge, But I think, within a couple of years, they'll probably hover around that 350 range. I wouldn't be shocked.
I don't know if necessarily I wear them just because I don't love super yellow shoes like this. But I will say, especially
mustard yellow.
Yeah. Oh, Michigan yellow.
I guess so.
But
and they say inspire on the tongue, by the way. And that's how people go like, oh man, Sam, like you do so much stuff. How do you stay inspired? I look at these shoes.
But it's upside down though. So you have to
well, let's see.
Oh,
when
I got
I'm
you.
standing. Yeah.
I thought you were to inspire others. You're like, hey, read.
Look. Oh yeah, I guess that's what it's for.
That's what you inspire.
Yeah, I'm
others.
a selfish guy though, so I'm not really worried about everybody else.
These are great winter sneakers too. People don't think about that enough. They have.
But you got to spray them because if you walk around in snow, they get all wet and suede is bad in snow.
Yeah, but they're sturdy. They're not gonna fall apart.
That's true,
especially around the ankles. So I love the pickup, especially if you tripled up for trade bait.
It's so weird that, like, I feel like fives are almost closer to a boot than a sneaker. The fact that these were like basketball sneakers.
Yeah, played in.
Kind of wild, right? Not suede versions were played in, but yeah, like this model was a played in basketball sneaker.
And those are retro, so the original ones were even clunkier, I'm sure, right?
I'll bet, yeah, I'm sure.
These are newer technology in them.
Absolutely. Second pickup, only 3 pickups
Only?
for the month.
It's once a week, it's good.
That's pretty. What? No, come on.
Oh,
skipped a week.
Yeah, a week and a half.
Skipped a week and a half or so. That's pretty good.
I got you. You took a little break.
Look, the amount of sneakers that come out now is like insane.
No, I know for sure. I was looking up news and I've been keeping it up, and nope.
Yeah,
gotta learn to pick. It kind of forces you to have the taste though.
Right.
Where
right,
you can't
get everything.
So you kind of have to decide what you actually like.
But I did get these.
Oh, we get the box.
Retro box. Yeah, that's because I don't think I'm gonna wear them.
Nice.
And because the presentation is so great in the box. You open up Nike, Stranger Things. We have
are these
the Hawkins Post? Don't say are these because you're gonna think they're one, and then if they're not the ones that you're asking if they are, I'm gonna look like an idiot.
No. I hadn't seen some. Yeah, go on.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I got you.
Like
I got
if you're like,
you.
are those the Blazers? And I'm like, no, they're not the Blazers, but they're still good.
No, yeah,
You'd be like, ah. But like, yeah, it's so cool. The inside is the newspaper, the Hawkins Post, from the town that the Stranger Things are from, of course. Hot Dog, are you loving these right now?
Yeah, that's cool.
I see you looking.
I'm like in anticipation. I want to see how they look like.
Yep. And then so Nike put out 2 packs of Stranger Things inspired shoes. The first pack came out at the end of June, and it was all sort of forest green, gray colors. Both packs have the same models, but the first pack, it was done in Hawkins High colors, which is the high school they go to.
Yep.
So it's like forest green and gray and I think red or something like that. And then the second pack, another Stranger Things pack, is 4th of July. They came out after 4th of July for whatever reason, but they're red, white, and blue. And I think that the second pack looks a little more retro, a little cooler than the first pack. So I went with the second pack. And I'll tell you, I went for 2 pairs. I was only successful at 1. Now, these don't go for a ton resale. So if I really wanted them, I could get the other pair for slightly over resale. For slightly over retail. I wanted the Blazers. I did not get the blue Blazers. But I got the Tailwinds.
Oh, I think these are the best ones.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with them. These are the Stranger Things 4th of July inspired Nike Tailwinds. They look this pair to me like looks the most like something that would have actually come out in 1985.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm happy you had these ones.
Yeah,
right.
I am too. One pair says 19, the other says 85. You can see the whatever tongue, like the cut open tongue where you can see the foam still.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see Nike Stranger Things on the inside of the tongue. It says July 4th, 1985, Hawkins, Indiana, which is great. Suede here. Now, are these the pair that people were saying if you burn them?
No, that's what I was going to ask you about. No, these are not them, I don't think.
Let's light them on fire and find out.
Yeah, right. No. But they're I actually think these are cleaner, though.
Red and blue tips on the laces.
How lucky is Nike that they could just do this collection, just use old silhouettes from the 80s?
I know.
They're just like, oh, yeah, we can reuse old things.
And it's interesting because they don't really wear Nikes on the show. They wear Reeboks, really.
I never pay attention.
So the second season of Stranger Things, they had a Reebok collaboration where they came out with old Reeboks that looked like they had pen drawings on them.
With the ghosts and stuff.
With the Ghostbusters and whatnot. And that's what the kids, I was looking at them, kind of wear more. But I guess Nike just got the license to do it and went for it.
I didn't notice season 3. They must have been wearing all Nike, right? Oh,
no, I saw Reeboks.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird. Yeah. Well, maybe those are even more expensive. Reeboks are cheaper. Maybe they're being more authentic to the characters.
Who knows? Who knows? But look, you can see like through the netting, you can see the yellow foam. Like it's just a yellow foam color.
I'd say these look super comfortable. I mean, obviously you haven't worn them yet. You haven't worn a pair of these yet, have you?
No, I have not.
But they seem to have a really kind of chunky sole to the back of it. But hopefully this has a lot of cushioning in it if you're wearing it.
Wait till Hot Dog sees this. He loves the extras. On the other shoe, attached to it, is a pin set.
Ooh.
What do you think of these, Hot Dog?
Those are neat.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. These are good shoe guy words.
What was the retail price for them?
Pretty, like $100 or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah. The pins, these are nice, lapel pins, enamel. Nike Stranger Things is the first one. The second one says Welcome to Hawkins. And the third is a t-shirt that says Camp Nowhere, which is, of course, the camp that Dusty went to in the 3rd season of Stranger Things.
That's cool.
You like that?
Yeah.
Now, you can't...
And they're cheap.
Well, you're not going to be able to get them anymore, Hot Dog.
They were cheap.
Yeah, they were cheap, but they sold out immediately. However, as I said, if you want to buy them resale, it's not even close to outrageous. It's a pretty easy... If you really want the shoe, it's a pretty easy resale get right now. It's like probably less than $50 over the original price, and since the original price was not terribly expensive...
Yeah.
Not bad.
150-ish. Yeah, that's not bad.
I like the collab. I always get iffy, though, when Nike or other brands collab with movies or other properties that I like.
Yeah.
You can really do it, because it depends who the creative behind is. A lot of times you can be the corporate. Let's throw some colors on it and a logo and let it be that. Like, when you mentioned they weren't wearing it in the show, like, it's not a big deal, but I feel like it's even cooler if they, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this is the shoe they're wearing.
But I think it goes back to your point, which is the fact that they actually look like sneakers that would have been around then.
That is
adds to it a lot.
Well, I can't be wrong. Yeah, going back to my point.
That's true. Yeah,
but yeah, no, I get what you're saying for sure.
And the third pickup, and these,
I don't want to look.
These were a little tougher and have a story to them. But you're gonna love them.
Oh,
we got them. The Lundmarks.
We mentioned these last show.
Yep, here they are. No tab on the heel.
Bold move.
Yep. Now people are saying like that they honestly couldn't tell the difference between the Statics and the Lundmarks, because that's the thing. Like, and we were talking about this last show. All Yeezys now kind of look the same. It's just a slight variation. So this is the Static. This kind of started the new trend that Yeezy's on at the moment.
Yeah,
but you can see
they are really similar, man.
Right. It's just more of a beige on the Lundmarks.
With the
it's more of an off-white, and there's no heel tab. Other than that, these are just more, the Statics are just way more white. They're a lot more white.
I mean, from here, because I'm like a certain ways, whatever, it looks exactly the same.
You can't tell the difference at all. Yeah.
So,
well, the Statics are more expensive.
The flexing is real, yeah. I love how the fact is last show I was like, the one Yeezy I'd want to pick up if I could, these shoes. And this who shows up next show with these shoes. Guess what I got?
Oh yeah, yeah. I actually really like them, and they're the only. I'm not gonna, I told you, I'm not going for the clays. I'm not going for any of the other ones. Like I can't. The people that just get all of them,
yeah,
I can't even fathom.
I'm not gonna lie. I like the heel tab on. I wish these had the heel tab on them. And you're right. I don't have either pair. So it's similar. Also,
the Statics that I have are an 11.5. Because I told you I'm so weird about the sizing in Yeezys, and these are an 11. So I like these more because they fit a little better, and you can't just go and get another pair of Statics.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
so it's kind of nice.
These could be your beater Statics.
Exactly.
So like when
exactly. Yeah.
Just lie. People won't know. Hot Dog didn't even notice the difference.
Hot Dog doesn't know the difference. So these were an adventure.
I want to hear the story.
So, and these are, I guess I have my whole system with Nike. I feel it's way easier to get Nike than it is Yeezys. Even the tough ones to get.
Is it, or are you saying it feels?
For me, I don't know if it is or not. For me, it feels easier.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have talked about this, and people know Yeezy is definitely flooding the market. They're changing their business approach to selling these shoes, so people will get Yeezys.
Right.
But at the same time, the thing with Nike is Yeezys are still one shoe in our mind, where Nike is a company with
That's
multiple
true.
shoes.
So
that's the only reason I'm like that.
So I didn't get. I put in a couple reserves for them on like the Foot Locker app and the Champs app and all those apps. Did not get them. I went on to the apps the morning they were released. 7 in the morning is when it came out on Foot Locker and some of the shoe store apps. So I woke up early, slept for like 3 hours, woke up, got on the apps. None of them were even working. Like they were all like, it was just getting flooded with people.
But Sam, Yeezys are dead. No one wants Yeezys, Sam. You just didn't have a good internet connection, I think.
But guess what?
What?
He's not really talking about Trump anymore. There
full
it is.
circle.
There it
we
is.
go. Okay.
Yeah, Yeezys are not dead. So I couldn't get them there on those sites. I went back to sleep because the sites were just dead. As I said, my reservations went bad. Then tried to get them on the Adidas site. It was like, wait, and the Adidas site wouldn't work half the time. I was like, okay. And then we had to bring my kid to a farm. And I'm like, I can't not bring my kid to a farm because I want a pair of... I can't not bring my kid to a farm because I want to get these when I already have these. Like, can you imagine if I was like, Jess, remember when I couldn't bring our son to a farm because I had to get these? And she'd be like, well, you have these. And I go, right, so different.
Heel tab.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm sorry. I showed you from the wrong end.
Yeah, especially when you show her the kicks and she looks around and she sees like you have the same ones right over there.
Yeah, you already have them. You already have them.
You have more shoes than kids you have to take to the farm.
Way more. What? So I go, okay. So what I did was, on the way home from the farm, Jess was driving, I hope. And I started on the Adidas site on my phone while we were driving. And it was like, you're waiting, you're in line. Now, this was already like 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So this was already like, well, I probably won't get it, but we'll see. I got home. I turned on my iPad. I just put it on into the Adidas weight room and just kind of left it. And my size still didn't have an X over it.
Yeah,
but
that's
the
always
sizes
super
change and
misleading.
it's
Yeah,
misleading. And I was like, whatever. I just left it. I probably put on TV, put the kid to bed, did the deal. And then all of a sudden, Jess goes like, your iPad changed. And I looked, and the checkout window was there. And I was like, what? And so I went, and I checked out, and it went through. And I go, I think I just got a size 11. This is crazy.
Universe took care of you.
But then I was like, but that's not enough. How am I going to double up? How
the greed's setting in.
How am I going to double up?
Now you're
right?
in the story.
Because it wouldn't have been enough of a story for me to be like, I got one pair. Because you'd be like, oh, cool, you got one pair. No.
I'm cool with one pair.
So I had to go to Philly that day because the next day I was doing a WWE show in Philly.
Yeah.
So I had to get there the night before, stay at the hotel or whatever. And I go, okay. But on the way to Philly, there's a Foot Locker.
Probably a few.
Right. And I go, if I time this right, Foot Locker, the reservation system only lasts until 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So if I left for Philly 2:45, there's a Foot Locker 15 minutes away. Go there, get the reservations that weren't picked up, if there are, then head on to Philly, and we'll be good. And so I went, and that's what I did. I left the house at 2:45 on the way to Philly.
I love how no matter where you are in your life, whatever things you have to do, you're still in the car driving and thinking, like, this is what, you know what I'm trying to say?
I'm sitting there going, I had like this amazing day with my kid and went to a farm. I'm going to go do work for
Dream
WWE
job.
on the kickoff show. But on the way, I could double up.
That's like the most Sam thing ever.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, but I'd really like to double up on the way there. So, and I packed my first pair. No, I didn't pack my first pair because I didn't have them because I got them on the website. So, I think I wore my Statics just to let everybody know, it's not that big of a deal to me. So I went to Foot Locker and I saw a line outside. And I go, this must be the 3 o'clock line. And I got on the line, and people were like, "Oh, what are you waiting for?" And by the way, anybody that's out there, if you see a line of people outside of a store or outside of anything, the most annoying question in the world is, "Hey, what's this a line for?" It's condescending, and it's a garbage question. I hate it. I won't answer when people ask me. I go, "I don't know." They go, "You're waiting on a line. What's it for?" I go, "I don't know what it's for."
I used to be like that.
What, that you would ask people? But you'd be asking out of FOMO.
Yeah.
Like, Hot Dog's the type that he sees people on a line and he just gets on the back. like he doesn't know what it's for.
Or offer to hold spots for people. Like,
Yeah,
go to the bathroom. I'm staying here for you. Go to the
Right.
bathroom.
I remember asking two guys in the back of a line, "Hey, what's this for?" And they just looked at me and they kind of just gave me like a look, and they didn't acknowledge me after that.
Because it's so annoying, because inevitably what happens is, it's like an old woman, and she goes, "What's this line for?" And you go, "Oh, there's some sneakers coming out." "For sneakers?" And you're like, go away.
Exactly.
Go away. Shut up.
Although
I do a YouTube show. I need these things.
this whole show is just to legitimize the addiction.
Yeah. What do you think we're doing it for?
Like I've waited online probably like 6-7 hours for a PlayStation, so I get it.
Really?
Yeah.
For which PlayStation?
4.
Those aren't limited.
No,
They're not limited at all. Everybody gets one. I have one right there.
Yeah.
It was
No,
for the
cool.
it was
I got one
for
too.
the immediate flex. So going like, yeah, I got this midnight.
Right. So
Yeah.
you could be the first one of your
Oh.
friends to go like, "I have PlayStation 4."
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So I get it.
But there's no games or anything for it.
Yeah.
No.
Although if I had seen you pull up, I would have thought you were the biggest jerk ever. Because again, you have the statics on, look very similar.
Okay, but-
so you're pulling up to a line where to get shoes, you look like you already have.
But
with
tell
people that
me,
haven't gotten it
tell
yet.
me what's a bigger jerk? Me showing up in statics to wait on that line.
Yeah.
Or people literally online with their reservations. They have a Foot Locker bag in their hand. They went in the store to pick up their reservation at $2.50, grabbed theirs, and now they're going to get online so they can double up immediately.
People do that.
100%. And I was like, whoa. I got to remember that in the future.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Because I'm doing it next
It's
time.
not beneath you.
Next reservation I get, we are doubling up. But we had it. We had to double up.
Double up.
Double up.
It's catchy.
And so I go, got to double up. So I got online, right? And there's guys with their Foot Locker bags, and there's people, whatever. But the line's not bad. So I go, okay, this is possible. And again, size 11, one of the more common sizes. If I was trying to get like an 8 or a 9, I'd probably be screwed. Especially any lower than an
But
8
you
or a
still
9.
got things to do. Yeah.
I'm not trying to wait around. I gotta go to Philly. I'm a busy guy. I got a lot going
you.
on. So I'm waiting online, and these guys come up. They're like, "Oh, what's this for?" And I see they got these red tickets in their hands. I'm like, "Huh." And they go, "Oh, it's for the Yeezys." They're like, "Oh, it's the Lundmarks." They were showing them. They're like, "Oh, I don't need these," and they like walked away. And then I was like, "What were those tickets?" And then I start looking around, and everybody online is holding a ticket, and I go, "Oh no!" And I hate asking questions.
I know.
But I go to the guy. This is how serious it was. I went to the guy in front of me in line, and I go, "Hey, do we need those for the 3 o'clock?" And he goes, "Oh, yeah, you need a raffle ticket." And I went, "Oh, boy."
You didn't know it was a raffle?
No.
Oh,
I figured it was
that
just you get
sucks.
online, first come, first serve. And so I went in the store, and I was like, "Hey, can I have a raffle to pick up after the reservations?" And they're like, "We only have one more ticket." And I was like, yoink. And I grabbed it.
I hate that worked out for you.
It worked out.
I hate
Not only
that.
did it work out, but the guy in front of me in line is talking to his friend, and he's like, "Oh, I got number like 396." And I looked at mine, and it was like 384. And I was like, "I got a ticket." Like, they just had a ticket, and mine is way before you. And I found out the way they were calling them was they were doing them in number order because you go up and sizes are limited. Who knows? It's just literally whatever stock they have left from people who didn't pick up reservations.
But you're guaranteed a pair if you have a ticket.
I think. I don't know. I don't know for sure.
Not your problem.
Not my problem.
Got you.
But I'm going like, how did... I just showed up. I asked him, "Hey, do I need a ticket?" And then I showed up with a ticket that's about 10 places above his. Did I trade him? No. I'm trying to
No, of
double
course
up.
you're not. Yeah, no, for sure. Double
Yeah,
up?
I'm trying to double up.
Hot dog, can you say that?
Yeah. Hot dog.
Give us a little strong shout.
Double up.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, so that's
So I went. I waited online. I had my ticket. They called 387. Size 11, please. They were like, "Hey, we don't have any kid sizes." I was like, Looked down at my feet. I was like, do you have a size 11? They were like, yeah. I was like, let's take it then. Let's double up.
Double up?
And so I got online, and guess what I did? Hot dog, why don't you tell the folks what I did?
Double up.
That's right.
You threw the card on the counter.
That's exactly right. Charge it. The card might be confused. There's already another pair charged on it today. It's not an issue for me. I like to double up. You know. So
Well, I'm happy for you.
doubled up
That's a good pair to double up on for sure.
on the Lundmarks. Went through my journey and I was all good. Now I'll tell you where I failed. Not only on those. I'll tell you where I skipped first. I skipped.
Like what pair you passed on?
I passed on. At the time of this, the most recent releases from Jordan Brand. The Jordan 1, what was it called? I wrote it down. The Defiant ones. Those are the Jordan ones with the swoosh that's just kind of in loose stitching.
The
where
red.
It looks like it's been peeled off.
I got
Except
you.
they have one yellow swoosh on one pair. You know, I mean on one
I've seen
shoe of
pictures
the
of them.
pair.
Yeah.
Right, so I passed on those.
Why?
Because to me, they look exactly like the Gym Reds, except they just took the swoosh off. Like, those are the ones that I got last time that are...
Yeah, but isn't that sneaker culture?
It is. I mean, I'm not mad at it. It is.
I got you.
But,
I got you.
You know, but I'm sitting there going, like, I don't think I can justify it. It's also, they're not particularly attractive. And...
I don't think I can justify shoes that look too similar.
Yeah,
this is Sam going like, no, it looks too similar. I
Well,
can't.
look, sometimes you can't wear a white shoe that's pure white, but you still want it to look like that.
I got you.
So a nice beige off-white really
for
does
sure.
help, complement. Plus, we got to double up.
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying.
But it's also, I mean, I just didn't think it was a good-looking shoe. Like, I was like, this looks cheesy. And
Yeah.
and I also feel like after Virgil did so well with Off-White, like Nike is trying to deconstruct shoes in every way. And some of them have been good. Like, I love the turbo green that looks like acid washed. Like, it looks like an acid washed version of the UNC. Like, I like those ones. I got them doubled up. But
Doubled up.
But I don't like these Defiant ones, so I skipped them entirely. And then the other ones I skipped were the black cement Tinker 3s.
But you're a Tinker guy.
I'm not a Tinker guy. You know that Tinker drives me crazy because
No. I heard you paid a lot of money for your last Tinkers.
for these ones,
Yeah, you love them, right?
paid way too much money for them. I wear them all the time still. But let me tell you something. I took those bad boys to the gym. I creased them out of spite. I was sitting there doing like calf lifts on them. Like I was just like, no. We're creasing these today.
You used to go barbell and put them on the,
Yeah, oh,
the
yeah.
back and just
Oh.
left it at the gym like that so they crease while
Oh,
you work out.
we're going toes up squatting. Like we're going ankles up. I mean ankles up. Yeah. We're putting the ankles in the air and we're doing squats. All the weight is going down on the balls of my feet, and that crease is just narrowing in. Yeah, it drives me crazy. To me, they're really great looking, but I paid so much for them that it drives me crazy. And then I ended up buying those stupid Air Max Tinkers 3s. You know the Tinker 3s? that
I've
look
seen you
just
with
like-
them on.
and I mean
yeah.
they're nice and everything, but I just feel like when you wear them, people go like, "You bought those?"
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean? Like
well-
they got you to buy those.
Well, sometimes people might think that, like our wonderful hot dog over here, that it's one of those purchases where you don't, like, you just buy it because it's a Jordan shoe. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
Like,
and you see it in the mall, and you're like, "Oh, they have these in stock. I better grab them."
yeah,
Matter of fact, let me grab 2.
3.
Yeah, let me get 3.
I got you. No, I mean,
But I was strong, and by the way, you can still in my size, as of this taping, you can get both those sneakers still on sneakers. So I made the right call. Nobody wants them.
you didn't need to say by the time of this taping. It's gonna
They'll still be
they'll
there.
be available.
Yeah. Check
Yeah.
them out. By the way, if we do that super chat thing and we give you that $40, you'll be able to find them for $40 at the outlets.
Ross.
Yeah. Those are going. Sometimes you just know, and you'd think that Jordan Brand would be aware of it, but sometimes you look at sneakers and you're like, those are straight to outlets. Like those are outlet sneakers. I don't even know why you're putting them out with hype around them, because they're just gonna be at the outlets.
I love Tinker 3s because now for me it represents a mistake you've made.
You
Like,
love that.
like on social media, I would love people just to spam the NotShoes page with pictures of their Tinker 3s.
Like
just
people
tag
just
you.
people just like tweet me and go like, "Oh, have you seen these?"
Yeah.
and it's just like, "Yeah, I've seen Tinker 3s. I can't stand them." And like the story behind them was so great at first. It was like the original sketch of the Jordan 3.
They're good at that.
And I liked it and the whole thing. And I thought that this was gonna be like a really hot shoe. I thought honestly that would be one of the big shoe releases of the year that it came out.
You swing for the fence.
I was way wrong on it.
I respect you for that, though.
I swung.
You went way in on them.
And I was off. So I skipped those two, and I didn't skip, but I missed on the Travis Scott Jordan 1 lows.
I want to talk about this.
I tried to get them. I entered the draw. I had my wife enter the draw. Neither one of us copped. They're right now. I like them. Part of it is hype, for sure.
Always.
But I think that they're cool looking. And I want them, but not enough to drop like 7. I think they're right around in my size, right around 700, 750 or so on StockX.
Yeah.
I'm not dropping 750. I might pay 5 for a pair, but I wouldn't drop.
Would you wear them? Like, do you look at them and go,
If I only had one pair, I'd probably want to double up.
Well, that's a lot.
I doubled up on Travis Scott ones.
Yeah, but I think you this is just my perspective from it. I think you genuinely loved those Jordan ones. I would say if you didn't have these Travis Scott low ones, you're not going to be super upset about it.
I got the 4s and I got the ones. Those like the 4s are incredible. The ones are incredible, and I wear the ones. I was just wearing the ones in Montreal. I wear the ones all the time.
Those are Sam's having a good day, big event.
Time to put these.
Jordan. I do the same thing.
Time to put these Travises
for
on.
sure. Yeah. The Jordan 1s though are really interesting because I actually kind of like them. I had this conversation with you I think a while ago too. I hate all Jordan 1 lows. Like I don't really like that look.
Okay.
But the Travis Scott ones, and again, hype is kind of part of it. But they looked like they were a lot less puffy and stuff like that. They looked a lot more like Vans kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And I did like that look. And again, the color palette is great, but the fact is, and I think you're dealing with some FOMO too, because I think a lot of people out there is they had this surprise release, which
And by the way, I found out about it because I'm on the J23 app.
Yeah.
And they send push notifications when stuff gets out there. So I knew when it went on Travis Scott's website. And I was on Travis Scott's website trying to get them.
Yeah, and he's done this in the past.
Right.
The Jordan 1s had a secret release, and then later in the year they released, not to the public, but limited, but were more available. These ones aren't coming out anymore. And that was what I think
they did the Travis Scott website. And then, like 2 days later, they did a sneakers drop, and then that was it.
But they didn't tell anyone, "Hey, this is the last." Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Right? Yes, absolutely.
Like even Travis Scott was tweeting about it, and I'm paraphrasing, but he's pretty much like, "Yeah, Nike's all out of the shoes. That's why we can't sell them." And I feel like Nike saw whether it was through marketing numbers or whatever that these lows weren't going to do the numbers they wanted it to. So they're like, "Why don't we just make these more limited, and then people will want them more?"
Yeah. No, I think that there's
because they still go for less than Jordan 1s.
Yeah,
Travis Scott Jordan 1s.
Because they're not essential.
No.
They're cool, but they're not essential to the Travis Scott Jordan kind of collection. I think that they look awesome. But, so I have no Jordan 1 lows. I know Jordan 1 is really pushing them. They did it, in 2015, I want to say, was the last time they were really pushing the lows. And then they rested on them for a while. But this year, they're going nuts with them. They're putting everything out in lows. I've seen that they did the royal lows. They did the black toe lows a little while ago. They did the gold toe lows, like the shiny ones.
Yeah.
And the newest ones that I've seen, which I actually really like, way more than any other lows. Have you seen the Jordan 1 UNC lows?
I did. I don't like the UNC colorways for most shoes, so I'm not going to be on your team with that.
I like the UNC colorway a lot. I like those lows a lot.
Trigger?
I don't think I'm going to buy the lows because I don't. Yeah, because you're right. Because those, I don't think I'm going to buy the UNC lows only because I feel like if I bought those, I would then start going back and be like, okay, well, if I'm going to get the UNCs, I should also get the Royals. I should also get the black toes. And then all of a sudden, I've got this whole other thing going on. But I think that you're right. I think that the reason that I like the Travis lows so much, other than the fact that it's all hype, because that's probably 80% of it.
Yeah.
Is that it does look a lot more like a mid-90s skate shoe. I was having this conversation, and I don't know if are any brands that for you growing up, it was cool, and now it's looked at as like that was never cool. Like that's almost like a Payless type brand.
Yeah.
Like for me, I was in 6th grade, I think in 95, 96.
Mm-hmm.
In 95, 96, Airwalks were as cool as it got.
Really?
Yeah. And I mean, and this is not as cool as it got. It's like not as cool as it got because Jordan was obviously around. Jordans were still amazing. Like I think that's around the same time that the 11s were out.
Yeah, but there's other shoe companies.
Right, you get what I'm saying. Yeah. So the 11s, but I wasn't into basketball sneakers back then at all. But that's also because, I wasn't into hip hop. I wasn't into any of it. I was
a young 6th grader trying to find his way in the world.
exactly. And I was way more into skate culture then.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a skateboard?
I had a skateboard, but I literally spent a year trying to figure out how to ollie and then gave up. I couldn't do it. I never.
95% of kids that skateboard, that's their story.
And I never learned how to ollie. Can't do it to this day.
So we're just like, I like the culture.
Right.
No, I'm not gonna do
I'm still
it.
gonna wear the shoes. I got a skateboard, and I would go up and down. I had a driveway that was a hill. I could go down the hill. It was fun. I had wrist guards on,
You know what's funny?
But I could never. And I would try to ollie, and I would watch you couldn't do YouTube back then. There was no YouTube. But I would watch when ESPN did the X Games. I would try to watch the way they did it, and I had friends, and I would they would show. It'd go ollieing is basic. It's so easy. Just slide your foot up. Just slide your foot up. But I was never coordinated enough, and I could never figure out how to ollie.
That's super funny. I had the exact same experience, but mine was with a waveboard. I mean, I'm younger, obviously, so this is mid 2000s. But you ever seen the waveboard with the 2 wheels and you'd go back and forth?
Oh, totally. I remember when those were
And
cool.
I was trying with my friend. We'd go every day after school, and this is when I started getting into sneakers too. Not necessarily because of the skating, but that same type of culture. But mine was the waveboard. Try to grind on the
Yes.
medians and stuff.
Oh, I wasn't even close to grinding. Forget about that.
Oh my God.
But I mean, to be fair, look around you. You see a room full of basketball sneakers. If you ask me to play a game of pickup right now, what do you think the answer is going to be? Hell no. I'm not playing basketball.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
You might crease your shoes.
Right. I'm not gonna play basketball. Hot dog. If you said you want to come over and play 1-on-1, what do you think I'm going to tell you?
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not playing basketball. I don't play basketball. Why would I do that? You nuts? They're like, well, your sneaker. Yeah, I like the sneakers.
Just looking around like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
But for a period of time, Airwalks came in the mid 90s, and to me, and to most of my friends, Airwalks were the coolest skate sneaker.
Was there a face behind them, like a Tony Hawk or some kind of celebrity they used?
I don't
or is
remember.
it just kind of hey, you're cool now if you have this?
Airwalks, I don't remember if Airwalks had a
Long time ago.
face behind them. But they became the thing. A lot of bands wore Airwalks. A lot of the people, the grunge rock bands were wearing Airwalks. It was only really lasted a year. Because I even remember, I was in 6th grade, and that's when you first start to try to figure out what's cool. And I would, my little brother would be like, why don't you get Vans? Because we were figuring out that's the other low-top skate sneaker. And I'm like, Vans are for posers. Not, with the thing, no, Vans are the sneaker. Airwalk.
Yeah, you wear cleats when you play football.
You wear
Vans when you skate. Yeah,
right. And I remember a year later, I was like, Mom, I think I want a pair of Vans. And my brother was like, I thought you said Vans are for posers. I'm like, that was last year, Casey.
Keep up.
And that's probably now in hindsight, that must have been when Airwalks were just over. They just had a year. And for whatever reason, maybe people figured out that Vans are the real skate sneaker and just couldn't keep up. But now, when I say oh, I had Airwalks when I was a kid, nobody goes, oh, you must have been cool.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize your family was so poor.
Exactly. You go, no, I had them I swear they were cool for a year. I swear.
One day your kids, you're going to have to tell the story to them. They're going to be like, Dad.
Yeah,
I was cool then.
We'll be walking through Payless, and I'll be like, I had these when I was a kid. And they're like, why are we even in Payless? I'm like, you're young. We don't need to be spending money on
I
sneakers.
overpaid for these.
Yeah. My kids will be pissed at me because I'll be taking them to Payless to buy Airwalks, and it'll just be packages from Adidas and Nike coming in for Dad every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to earn your place in this world.
You got to work your way up.
Right. I bought this with my money. How much you got? How much money you got?
That's a good lesson. To force your kids to want to become sneakerheads, you force them to wear the horse shoes when they're
Worse.
kids, so that when they get older, that's
earn your money. And I think that it would be good too, because I will never allow them to pay resale, but I also won't give them any hookups. So it's you have to know, you have to wake up on Saturday morning. You got to be on the app. You got to be at the store.
You got to hustle.
You got to hustle. If you lose it, you lose it,
Put a list on the wall and have Sam's 11 shoe commandments for his kids. And these are the rules. You don't pay for resale. You don't wait in a line longer than I guess they could. Longer than half an hour.
Yeah.
I guess, stuff like that. I got you.
But yeah, man, Airwalks were the thing. Airwalks were the thing for a minute. And I swear it's true.
Yeah, Champion's kind of like that.
Champion is a lot like that. Yeah.
I mean, not for me because they were already dead by the time I was a kid.
Right.
It's more of a 90s thing.
Around the same time as Airwalks.
Yeah.
But then it became a Kmart brand, but then it came back. Airwalks, I'm waiting for them to come back. They have not come back.
Yeah, well, I think this actually is a good example about how much shoes are tied into pop culture. And like 90s definitely was a real kind of grunge, almost like anti like era kind of thing where it's cool to wear uncool things. So I think things like Airwalk whenever were more in, and then as things went on, that kind of culture subsided or whatever.
But it's interesting because let's loop back because like I feel like a lot in hip hop right now is heavily influenced by 90s grunge culture.
You think?
Oh yeah, with flannels coming.
You'd know better than me.
100%.
Sure.
Well, I think first it started with hip hop acts and some pop acts like Kanye and Justin Bieber and those guys.
Like Yeezus.
They started exactly at the Yeezus tour. They started using like old metal t-shirt art design.
Yeah.
For their t-shirt. And people were like, "Oh, that's cool." And I feel like a lot of what Travis Scott's whole look is a lot like the way his clothes, like he doesn't wear like baggy clothes the way 90s hip-hop clothes was, but his clothes all kind of like hang off of him. And even the way like Yeezy makes their shirts and stuff, the way the stuff like kind of hangs off of you, and I feel like it's a lot of it is a throwback to grunge, and that the Travis Scott lows are influenced by that sort of culture that was big when Airwalks were big, and then were followed up by Vans and stuff like that.
Like the refined type of look.
Yeah, totally.
I got you. I'm with you. Yeah. And I like that, honestly. One, it's more comfortable to wear like dress like that, honestly. But,
it's great. But plus, it hides a lot, doesn't it?
Especially, yeah.
It's not bad.
No,
not
for
bad.
sure, for sure.
Hot dog, maybe you should start looking into the grunge look.
You just got my attention right now.
His eyes perked up.
How old are you, Reed?
23.
Whoa, you're young for this to be happening, but but I was gonna say, Hot Dog, you're how old? Hot
27.
Dog, 27. Okay,
Yeah.
right. So right around now, like late 20s, getting into your 30s. 23 for some of us is when the metabolism starts to slow down. Things start to kick in, and you
can't
go,
eat a whole cake.
Yeah, and you go, you know what? Thank God that Kanye's making sweatpants and T-shirts that are way too big for you cool, because it hides everything.
Just another reason to love him.
Just another reason.
Honestly, conspiracy theory read right here. I think maybe the reason he did all that is because he was starting to put a little dad weight on.
Because he became Fat Kanye?
He put a little dad weight on.
He became Fat Kanye.
I think you love the labels. I think you got a little weight on him. It's fine.
Fat Kanye is still cool. I like Fat Kanye. I like when celebrities get fat.
Yeah,
I respect it.
It's a place of comfort, but
Makes me feel better.
But I do love that kind of whole look because at least it's not like the 90s or the early 2000s where like it was just baggy out of control. At least now
like
it
Jenkos?
feels... What are those?
You don't know Jenkos?
No.
Hot Dog. You know Jenkos, right?
I like the movie.
I remember the brand, but I can't remember like
Not
one.
Django.
Jengos?
How did you spell?
Jenkos.
Yeah.
Jenkos.
How do you spell it? Is it
JNCO.
Oh yeah. I remember those. I used to buy them. My parents used to buy them in Harlem all the time. 125th.
Yeah.
I try to be.
Yeah, but they bought the JNC zeros. Like they wanted, you know what I mean? It was just slightly off.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
The jump man was doing a squat.
Exactly. Yeah, they got it on the discount, right?
Maybe.
So does that mean you had Jenkos when you were a kid?
Yeah. I think I did.
You had big, wide, like.
I used to wear. I was a really skinny kid, and I used to wear extra baggy fucking everything. Like,
Really?
Yeah. It was embarrassing.
Was it like hand-me-downs?
No, I'm kind of an only child. I just saw like the whole culture was just like, oh, you got to have your fucking pants up to here, and
That's true, and you couldn't be a nerd.
no,
You had to be cool.
of course not. But
I'll tell you, look, when I was in 6th grade, I was a really little kid. When I was wearing Airwalks, I was also wearing like band T-shirts, but I would go to Sam Goody's and insist that I was a large. But I was literally 4'1". Like I was tiny.
Investing in the future.
And so I would get T-shirts, and I felt if a T-shirt did not hit below my knee, then it fit. That was my, like, if it didn't hit below my knee, then it fit, and if it went below my knee, that's still fine.
So Sam was
It's a little big.
So Sam was a freshman in freshman girl in college.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, and I never wore pants.
I mean, that was the look. That was the look.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, no. You know what? We're thinking of different times. You're thinking of when you were a kid. That was when the white tees were big.
Right, yeah.
Right. No, this is not. This is 10 years before that.
He's talking
right.
graphics all over it. Like, you know what's cool now? The first time it happened.
I'm like,
the big
yes,
graphics on it.
yes.
because I'm thinking like 2003, 2002.
No, you're
Yeah.
thinking of like Dipset.
Yeah.
Like, no. This is like 96, 95, 96, 97.
He got to actually experience the 90s as opposed to like I was just born into it.
Exactly. Like I was there trying to make it work for myself, and my mom would never let me leave the house with the T-shirts that were that big. So our
Because you look like you the perpetual walk of shame. Like I would not wanted you to do that either.
right. No, I'm not saying she was wrong, but so I would tuck my t-shirts in and then blouse them out. So that was my look. That was my it was a vibe, you know. That was my look. I would wear Old Navy jeans that my mom would just buy like infinity of.
Yeah.
And then I would get like a White Zombie t-shirt or a Korn t-shirt, and I would tuck it in, blouse it out.
Belt.
I'm sure I needed a belt, yeah. And then Airwalks. And just be like, why can't I ollie?
That's a look.
Why can't I ollie? Why doesn't...
Oh my god, you've come a long way.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have come a long way. Speaking of coming a long way, what's on the horizon as far as releases go?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously we mentioned before there's tons and tons of releases, so I'm not gonna have them all, but I picked out a few that I'm really into.
Do you want me to tell you what I'm excited about, or do you want to go first?
Well, we can almost maybe go back and forth then. Or at least you can tell me what you're excited about. I wanted to know. I haven't gotten to talk to you necessarily about the Nike Air Fear of Gods yet. That whole line, and I love the original black ones, but they're coming out with. And he's doing a lot of bright colorways. He's coming out with a Fear of God. I think it's Amarillo or I don't speak
Amarillo.
Amarillo.
Amarillo. Right, hot dog?
Amarillo.
Amarillo.
Put a J in there. Okay, whatever. it's the all white. It's like all yellow and white Fear of God ones. They're going for $350 as opposed to the $395 they went for before. So
I get it on a discount.
Yeah,
$350.
they said the materials are different. That's why. Whatever. I don't know if I'd pick them up, but I think it's a great opportunity for people to know that they're coming out. But also, like, what do you think about this whole Nike Fear of God shoe silhouette? Because usually Nike doesn't let guys make their own silhouette.
Right?
Like Travis Scott again. Altering already Jordans. It's really rare that a guy who's a designer gets to come into Nike and tell them exactly what he's going to do.
I think they're definitely cool, and I like that there's something different. I like that they feel like they're into the future.
You think they're futuristic? I think they have a lot of blocky quality. I mean, we're not going to get the Stranger Things shoes out again, but they have a lot of blocky qualities as almost as older 80s shoes, too, I feel like.
Yeah, but they're more fabric-based than, like, puffy-based. You know what I mean? They feel more like... They're like, you know how they like almost spandexy.
I got you. I never had them in hand.
Where I feel like they form to your foot more like Yeezy, like it's almost like a slipper quality to it.
That's cool.
You know,
that sounds nice.
I mean, I wouldn't wear them. I'm
You're
not
not a
interested
fan?
in them. I haven't tried to get any of them. I don't think I will. I think Kofi Kingston wrestled in some orange ones. That look cool.
Yeah, the orange ones are nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I'd wear them. If you have the orange ones, you better have another pair.
I also feel like you have to design an entire outfit around them. Like, I don't think that just me wearing my jeans and a t-shirt and some Fear of Gods would look right.
When you get dressed in the morning, it's a good question. Do you go shoes first and match the outfit to the shoes, or do you feel, I'm feeling a little bit of muted colors today. Let me find a muted color shoe I got.
It depends on the mood that I'm in. Many times I will go, you know what? Tomorrow's the day for the Nigels. And then I'll start thinking about what I'll wear around it. But then there are other times where it's been a long week. And I got to find some sneakers.
I feel you. Yeah,
and I'll come down. Last thing I'll do in the morning is come down and look around the room and go, what's gonna put me in the right space today? I'm already dressed. I go, what's gonna put me in the right space?
What's gonna make me the best Sam I can be?
And I've got my mirror, and I will like a lot of times just go like, that looks crazy. That's not happening. You got to go pick another pair.
I feel you. Yeah. So that's what's happening with the Nike Fear of God. It might be the last one too. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I haven't heard any news that it is, but I can't believe they're going to do that many different colors of it. So that's it. Do you want me to bring up another one? Or do you have something you want?
No, go for it.
All right. So we mentioned last show too about women's Jordans and a lot of push that Nike's having to get more women to wear their shoes. And Air Jordan's actually coming out with what's called the Mushroom Pack.
Saw that.
It's originally, we thought it was just the Jordan 4, but lucky for you, the Jordan 1 is also coming out. It's a lot more muted color. I guess like a mushroom color, although mushrooms vary in color.
Yeah.
It's a lot more the lines of the Travis Scott line, where it's the more muted colors, the brown, the whatever.
Yeah, earth tones.
That's coming in for sure.
Yeah. I actually like the 4s a lot better than the 1s in this one.
What?
Yeah, I think it's because the 1s have like those, like they're two-toned almost. Like there's 3 colors on them instead of 2 colors. The 1s don't do anything for me.
No.
The 4s do, but I don't like that the bottoms are white I feel like the bottoms should be black, but the bottoms are white, which is probably a little bit more of a feminine aesthetic.
Yeah.
So don't think I'm going to go for them. If I went for either of them, I'd go for the 4s obviously in a higher size. I'd definitely go for the 4s if they were in black.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually thought I didn't even think about that, about it being more feminine. I thought they did that because the white would show the dirt you walked on, and then so it would look more like mushroom in the dirt. Is it? Am I
Yeah, I
stretching?
don't know.
Regardless,
Doesn't make any sense. You just made that up. You made up a whole backstory what nobody told you.
No, that's what I thought when I first saw them because I couldn't.
Oh,
I
that
couldn't
must be
believe-
because then you'd walk in the dirt and it'd be white, and then mushrooms get planted in the dirt, so it's almost like.
Well, because if you have a
Do you see how far fetched that is?
Yeah,
that's
well,
crazy.
You know, conspiracy theories are interesting too.
How's that a conspiracy? It's just a theory.
Yeah, this is true.
I mean, hot
walk
dog. Am I crazy here?
You got the theory part right.
But
Not a conspiracy.
no,
I mean, there's a
no.
powers
Well, I
that
was just
be.
thinking of theories that have no basis to them. But yes, regardless, the mushroom fact's coming out, guys.
Okay, yeah. Get it while it's hot. It's like you're growing your own mushrooms if you walk in the dirt.
Shut up.
Weird.
Yeezy Wave Runners are coming out. I know the date was as announced. It's August 12th, or no, it's August 17th. 12th was the original release date. I thought they were going to coincide with the original release date. I said that last show, and since then the date's been announced, and for some reason it is in August, but not. It's 5 days after.
So it's August 17th.
August 17th, men, women's, and children. So
I mean,
the whole crew's getting suited up.
I've got to get my double up. I still only have one pair that I wear of the Wave Runners. I just wore them in Montreal. I love them. But I need to double up. So I definitely need one pair, and I will try to double up this time, which would make it a triple. You see what I'm saying?
No, I'm
going to try to get two at this release, but I definitely need the double up.
You think they're going to be hard to get? I can't believe they are. I see them a lot nowadays.
I don't know, man. People, they're right now. I go on resale. Right now, their resale is somewhere for my size, right around $450.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they retail for $300, the fact that it is it's 50% higher than the retail on resale, that would lead me to believe that there's still a lot of people that really want them. And like quite honestly, with the 700s, nothing has come out that is even remotely as nice as that original one.
That's a good point.
Like there has not been one 700 that I've looked at and gone, oh, I like those even better. I haven't bought any other ones.
Yeah.
None of them.
Maybe that's why we didn't appreciate them in the beginning, because chances are you wouldn't think the first one to come out of all of the colors would be the best.
Right.
But now looking back on it, we're like, hey, you know what? That really was
It was
a
the
lot
best.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I'll probably try to get it. Maybe I'll pick up a pair for the kid.
for the fam?
Why not? Why not?
That's why I was wondering how limited they were. Because if they're limited and you have to choose between a third pair for you and one pair for the kid,
No, third pair for me.
third pair for you.
I would
right?
appreciate it more. He didn't know what he
No
knows.
way. No way.
Get Jess in a pair of Yeezys.
Does she like them? Did you ever ask her?
No, she's not really a sneaker person.
But will she wear them if you get her a pair? She's like, these are cool.
I don't know. I think she'd look cool in them. I like it when girls wear cool sneakers.
No, I love that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also like it if they actually know about it though. Like people
I'll
just
tell
wear-
her.
That's all you need, right?
Yeah.
So that's happening, and then Sakai, Nike, Ld Waffle. These actually might be my favorite shoes if I could get them. They're coming in white and black. You've seen those recent shoes that are like Sakai's like I might be saying it wrong. It's like this Japanese high-end women's line, but they're making these shoes for both men and women. They're the really chunky ones in the back.
Oh, yeah,
with
yeah,
like the
Yep.
green and yellow.
Yep.
Where they're coming out with those shoes in white and black, just straight white and black, and they look really
That's
nice.
cool.
Like cleaner. I think like. They're so weird looking because of the silhouette, but they're a lot more manageable if you're someone who doesn't want super crazy colors.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
those are coming out in September of 2019 because no one ever gives dates now
Right.
with shoes. They
No.
just give you times.
They got to keep building the hype.
Yeah. So yeah.
So my releases, speaking of women's shoes, the black toe satin Jordan 1s are coming out, which look really nice. The black toe Jordan 1 is my favorite sneaker, I think. I think that's the one.
Yeah, but they're really shiny.
What's satin?
Yeah.
And the Jordan logo is like a plastic. It's not printed on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a shiny plastic thing on the end. I don't really think I'm gonna try for them. I don't have any of the other satin pairs. But
you get them for Justin. She could have the women's version. You could get the men's.
well, if I
version.
got them, I probably want the bigger size. But
Yeah, I mean, that's so horrible.
but you know, if I had the opportunity, I would definitely grab them. But I don't need them. The ones that I'm really looking forward to. There's 4 pairs, 3 that I'm definitely looking forward to, and 1 I'll probably end up still having to get.
Like you say, it's like laborious. Like,
I'm probably gonna have to.
Gotcha.
You know, the pair that Hot Dog brought up, the Cool Gray 4s come out in August. From what I've heard, they're not going to be limited very much. I think everybody wants them, but I think it's going to be one of those. I think they're going to be released, from what I've heard, on the level of the Concord 11s, the Bread 4s, where if you sleep on them, they will sell out.
Yeah.
But if you're not experienced, like hot dog, this might be a good first drop for you. This might be a good one for hot dog to go download the Sneakers app, because he'll probably be able to get it if he gets up on time. He's right.
Use promo code Sam.
Sam. That's what we should work out. Yeah. But if you want to get like a shoe that the drop actually means something, and the people in the community are aware of it, but is also gettable.
Yeah.
That's probably the one. Every there's probably a few shoes every year that become available to almost everybody, but still is cool when you wear it.
Yeah.
This is, I think that the cool gray 4s are one of those pairs.
I think that's a good call. I think gray also, hot dog, is a great color to wear in terms of if you don't have
gray.
a lot of shoes, different goes with a lot of different outfits. I think you should go with it.
I'm gonna try to get these when they drop.
I love that. I love that.
I want to hear the story too.
That'll be my task. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully
we'll come back next show and hot dog will have his pickup.
Yeah. If you go in person, I'll go with you.
Okay.
We'll go in person.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
That sounds good.
Go to like Jimmy Jazz or something like that.
Yeah.
See what stores are doing it without the lottery. Or you enter some lotteries, whatever you got to do. We're good.
I'm going to go with hot dog, but I'm not going to say a single word. I'm letting him figure it all out.
You know what you should do? You should document a lot of this. Make videos with your iPhone, and we'll put
I don't
together
know.
We'll do a little video.
we'll put together a piece. Yeah, we'll put
I don't
together
know
a piece.
anything about apps or raffles or anything
Love
like
it.
that. So
Love it.
I'll figure it out.
The other one is this is the one that I'm on the fence about. Shattered 3 is supposed to be coming out pretty soon. Shattered Backboard 3.
I don't like them.
Dude, it's
They're
such
shiny. I don't like
it's
shiny shoes.
It's such a
man.
disappointment that they didn't just make this like the breads over here.
I don't know
except
why
orange.
They didn't do that.
For some reason, they took this same design. The Shattered Backboards are like, I think I have, yeah. The Shattered Backboards have become, I think, the most essential non-retro colorway. Meaning, this wasn't part of the original Jordan brand colorway. To me, the essentials...
What about the fragments?
No, it's not essential because you can't get them.
I mean, those, to a lot of people, you can't get those.
That's true, but you could. You know what I mean?
I get what you mean. They're a lot more gettable.
They're way more gettable than the fragments. I think these are more essential than the fragments. I don't have fragments, and they're not even.
I like them better than the fragments.
I do too.
I mean, for that, what that means.
And like it's almost like a parody now when you go like they got Shattered Backboard quality. You know what I mean? Like that's the standard quality mark on leather for Jordans. But they released these. They released the Aways a few years back, which are cool. I have those. These are the basis for the bread toes, the court purples, the pine greens. But they said we're gonna make Shattered Backboard 3s. The original mock-up was basically this shoe, except in orange instead of red. Yeah. Which I was like, that's amazing. I can't wait. Idea. Perfect.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. And then they put out this shoe, and I don't know when it comes out, if it's August or October.
I don't know the exact date.
It might be October. But it's this, black with orange, except it looks like it's covered in like a lacquer. So the whole thing is shiny.
It's been dipped in a puddle.
And wrinkly.
Oh, God.
Like, it looks like you wrinkled up a T-shirt and then poured glue all over it. And so you've got this shiny, wrinkly T-shirt, and you're like, this isn't cool. Why'd you do this?
Oh, I just looked it up. It does look extra.
Yeah, super extra. You're like, I feel like I'm going to have to get it because I have the 1 and the 2, so I need the 3. But I'm never going to look at that shoe and be like, oh, I got to wear the Shattered 3s today.
It looks like it has the plastic, like a plastic wrap on it still that you have to tear off.
Right. That you're like, these aren't done.
It's like Nike went, that shoe were really known for it being such a high quality. Let's go and just mess that up.
Yeah, let's take the quality out.
I feel like that probably comes about there. I don't know how they plan shoe designs, but they were probably like in a boardroom, and someone's like, "All right, when we release these, we need to be different, though. We can't just seem lazy and release the same shoe. So let's change things up a little bit. What can we do? Well, the colors are iconic, the layout, the blocking of the colors iconic. So we can't change that. Well, let's change the material.
Right.
And it's just like, come on.
Right.
Like, we like we like what we like. You don't need to be fake creative. If you have a great idea, new idea, great. If you just want to make money, we're happy to give it to you for what we want.
Yeah, totally. And then the two that I'm looking forward to the most, one I think we're going to get into next week because it's not coming out till 2020 anyway, and that's the Chicago Colorway. They're calling it the New Beginnings. So they're re-releasing the Chicago Colorway, but they're doing it, they're kind of making the silhouette look even more authentic to the 1985 release.
Oh, that's great.
Where it's a little taller, it's a little thinner, it's a little... But we'll get into all that next week.
Yeah.
The one that I'm really looking forward to, that I've already got Angelo working on, I've already started messaging people about...
Would I know this shoe? Like, is it a big-time shoe, or is it more like your personal favorite?
It's the Jordan 1 Yellow Toe.
I got you. What about that shoe do you love so much?
I mean, first of all, they rarely do yellow. They've got the New Loves in yellow, but those are mids. And then they just released something similar, but in a mid. The Yellow Toe is basically the bread toe. It's this. I mean, it's this, except it's yellow instead of orange. They have almost no yellow Jordan 1s full high top, especially with like real leather quality and everything. You know, like the New Loves are like plasticky. And this colorway is an incredible colorway.
Yeah, of course.
And I mean,
sure.
to sit there and you're like, we now have red, orange, purple, green, and then to add yellow when you never have yellow.
Yeah. Would you wear them though? Because I've never, like I said before, with the Michigan 5s, I don't really wear yellow as a colorway that much.
Yeah, I wear them all the time.
You rock them?
Yeah, I mean, because those shattereds and all the bread toes, the pine greens, the purple, core purples, like those are some of my favorites. So I think I would wear those yellows all the time. You know why? Because there's a nice offset with all the black on it.
Yeah.
So it's not like you've got bananas on your feet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I get what you're saying about these Michigan 5s in the sense that's just a ton of yellow at the bottom of your body. But the yellow toes, there's so much black on them, the yellow just kind of pops. I think they're amazing. And they're supposedly going to be pretty tough to get. Like they're saying tier 0 stores only.
I think it's a perfect storm for you. It's like Jordan 1s, new colorway, somewhat limited, but not too whatever. We don't know how.
Not Travis Scott level limited, but limited.
Well, a few things are, right?
What's like a tier 0 store you just mentioned?
A tier 0 store is like the super boutique level stores, meaning it's not going to be at any chains, no Foot Lockers, no anything. It's like these are the stores where there's just a handful of them. Nike is very loyal to them. They're pretty famous. Kith is probably they'll probably get them.
Like stores when you walk into, they kind of want to make you feel like you're not sure if you're allowed to be in there.
Exactly, like you don't know.
Like uncomfortable.
Sneakers and stuff would probably get them. What's that one? Concepts would probably get them. Those are all stores that are in the city.
Yeah. So like not the flagship Nike stores, but more of like the cult. I mean, it's
the type of stores that would get. Like it sounds like these
sneaker culture stores.
This type of stores that got the off-white UNCs.
Yeah.
Like, you know how a few stores got them?
Those are the best type of releases.
Yes.
I like that. I like when they do that a lot because I think it gives back to the sneaker community where like, hey, you got... Because those stores...
And I'm assuming they'll be on sneakers, too.
Well, yeah, for sure, obviously. But you kind of give back to the communities because like those type of sneaker stores, I would assume were originally started from a guy like us who loved sneakers,
right? And
started a store. So when Nike does that, I actually like that a lot because it's kind of giving back to that culture. It's like, hey, we have this really limited shoe. We could sell it on Nike and make a ton of money, but we appreciate you. We're gonna give it to your
stores,
yeah. And so that's awesome. And you know what I want you to do one day?
Double up.
Well, I assume the double up's coming.
Okay,
right?
good. Yeah.
Double up. I want to recreate you one day with a picture with all your shoes, like that Kanye Forbes layout.
Oh, make like the circles.
But your version, like Jordans or whatever. I think that'd be super fun. I mean, it'd take a while, but
it'd
be really funny. But those yellow ones are gonna really round out your color spectrum.
They're gonna round out my color spectrum. It's gonna be tough to double up, though.
I mean, we don't know how limited they are yet.
The way it sounds, especially if I'm really trying to not pay resale. I'm trying to get them at retail. It's going to be tough, but it's going to be an adventure. We need these adventures in our lives sometimes.
I can't wait to hear about it too.
I can't wait to tell you about it.
If the Luna Marks took that much, these might just be
an my
epic.
God, yeah. Well, thank you for being here, Reed. It's always a pleasure. We got plenty of stuff to talk about next time here on NotShoes. We'll be back in a month or so. Hot Dog, do you feel like you're ingrained even deeper?
Yeah, and I'm excited for my first hunt.
So when we talk to you again, Because the Cool Grays are coming out August, right?
I don't know the exact date.
I believe August. So when we talk to you again, we're gonna wrap up. We're gonna talk about the 2020 Chicago Colorway,
Yep.
which are gonna be a must-have. We're gonna get into Hot Dogs Hunt, which hopefully we'll have a video package
I'll go
to
shoot
throw
that right
to.
now.
Yeah.
for sure. Me and you.
We've got a lot to do. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Thank you all for being here. We'll see you next time on Not Shoes.